Welcome to Laredo, Texas, home of the Pony World Series for Palomino baseball. We're in the bottom of the first inning. We've had some excitement. Covina, California started the inning. They were the visiting team. And there was a close play at second base, a throw out at second base that Covina didn't think he was out. Little discussion between the head coach and the umpire. That was taken care of, and we're back to action. Mexico is batting, and Morales on the mound for Covina, California, strikes out the lead batter. Next batter is Eduardo Sigures, the shortstop. Swing and a miss. So the batter swinging the bat hits the catcher's mitt. The batter checking the catcher, making sure he's okay. Sportsmanship at its finest. So with an interference, Sigueras goes to first. At the plate is Juan Jimenez, the right fielder, batting left-handed for Morales, the pitcher from California, pitching left-handed. We want to welcome everybody who's listening in from California and those from Mexico. Bienvenidos. Your kids are being taken care of. They're eating and enjoying themselves, and we've gotten to visit with some of the parents that say that everything is going well. So thank you for coming to Laredo, and as I say, thank you for spending your money in Laredo. One of the big things we have here in Laredo, Texas is the heat. High today should be about 104. It's a dry heat, but players definitely need to be hydrated and stay out of the sun. Jimenez with a big swing. So one out. The count is 2-0. Here's a grounder to third. Throws a second for the first out. Goes to first. The scoop. And he misses. The first baseman loses the ball. Catcher backs him up. Throws a second. Runner is safe at second. Heads up running by Jimenez. First hustling to make sure that the double play wouldn't happen, and then continuing his running to second base. Nice hustle by Jimenez. That scores a run. Excuse me, it did not score a run. Got a little ahead of myself there. Octavio Fabian is now the batter. There's a hit up the middle. Center fielder coming in hard, picks up the ball. Runner stays at third. The throw comes in, blocked by the catcher. The runner runs from first to second. He's thrown out, and that ends the inning. So the batter hits a single up the middle, tries to extend to second base, gets thrown out at second base to end the inning. That leaves a runner on third base. So California able to get out of the inning. We talk about that. We we talked about this earlier. Veterans Field, where we're playing, is an all-turf field. It's a very fast field, and a lot of adjustments had to be made. Balls hit up the middle, balls to the outfield. If you're on second base, which would typically be a score, runners are having to stop at third because the ball gets to the outfield so quick that you're risking it if you extend to try to score. In this case, that's what happened to Mexico. They stopped their runner at third, but the batter continued to run to second base and was thrown out at second. Welcome to Laredo, Texas. We want to thank Covina, California, for coming to town. I spoke to a couple of the kids. Didn't say much to me. All they said was they're located South California. I said where, and they said Los Angeles. That's the most I got out of them. So thank you guys for coming into town. Mexico Nogales played earlier today. They played the 9 o'clock game and then had to bounce back for this 3 o'clock game. So Nogales losing to Puerto Rico earlier. Today's game has 4 umpires by Pony Rules. You'll have an umpire behind the plate, on the first baseline, third baseline, and behind second base. At bat for California is Isaac Nava, the third baseman. Those of you interested in sending us messages, if we're mispronouncing names or if we're getting the names wrong, you're more than welcome to go to our YouTube chat, live chat. Producer Gene Belmares is checking out the messages as we announce the game. There's a long fly ball foul for Nava. There's a strike. Mexico playing straight up. With the lack of scouting information, they're just going to have to play straight up until they get to see these batters at least once in the lineup. Nice slider for the strikeout. Next to the plate is number 18, Ryan Perez, the second baseman. Excuse me. It's actually number 2, Anthony, and he's a right fielder. I have to get his last name. Sorry, no, he's number 2. Tynine. I'm going to go with Anthony Tynine till family reach out to me. I'm just saying the penmanship of the coaches needs to improve. One and two on the batter. Try to fastball for a ball. There's the slider again for another out. Navarro on the mound using the slider to perfection, coming with a fastball, then turning around and bringing the slider. So on the mound, I believe it's pronounced Sadrak Navarro. I can get the last name because that's my last name. I'm okay there. There's a strike. 2-2 the count, 2 outs. So far, 2 strikeouts for Navarro. They're saying that the batter swung. For out number 3. So 3 strikeouts for the pitcher. As we head into the bottom of the second inning, 0-0 our score. So the first baseman for California, number 26, is Chris and Scribble. So parents, if you're out there. And then the shortstop is last name Pacheco. And I believe the catcher's last name's Rodriguez. You know, with this heat, as much as you want a bunch of pitchers, you do need possibly a backup catcher because they do put in a lot of work. I'm watching California, and they had another player come out, do the catching. Semina. Love the exclamation points. We got to get this right. I hope people don't put me and Laredo together as me as the representative because I'm not representing very well here. So the umpire has asked the pitcher to take off his sleeve, Gib Morales.
Gibby Morales.
No. Gib. Back. I don't have that. Pick his name.
Let's see.
Ball high. Ball four, so that walks will give Morales, possibly distracted for having to take off that sleeve that he had on his arm, the blue sleeve. Walks the batter on 4 pitches. Cesar Martinez at the plate with a runner on first base. No outs. Throw to first by the pitcher Morales. Morales doing a good job holding the runner leaning back towards first. He has yet to pick up that pickoff move. Bunted in the air, first baseman comes in, foul ball. Mexico trying to make something happen.
Part of the uniform, it's okay, but if it's attached.
So my understanding, the reason Gib Morales had to remove the sleeve, that's a pony rule and a judgment called by the umpire if it's a distraction to the batter. So they made the call and they made him remove it. Coaches didn't really question the removal. Ball 4, that's 2 walks for Morales. That brings to the plate Leonardo Ruiz. Man on first and second, no outs. California coach wants to walk out to the mound, talk to his players, get them to refocus. Not to make a big issue of the sleeve, but it seems that there was a little bit lack of focus after the sleeve was taken off. Morales walking 2 batters. So it's a good move by the coach to just go out to the mound and get the players to refocus, especially Morales. So it looks like they solved the problem. It might have been a color issue because now Morales was given by his teammates black sleeves, which is allowed. So thank you to his teammate for letting him put on. So now he has black sleeves, which is allowed. There's the bunt to advance the runners. Morales picks it up, throws the first. Runners advance to second and third. First and second, Morales throws a wild pitch. Here comes one run in. And Heriberto Jepes scores, giving Mexico a 1-0 lead. Runner advances to third. So another walk issued to Arvizo. He goes to first base. So first and third. The next batter is number 10, Antonio Munoz. He takes ball one. There's a strike to Munoz. Second baseman's playing back. Shortstop playing halfway. Third baseman is up on the grass. First baseman's holding the runner. Here's the pitch. Outside, runner goes. Throw to second is off target. Shortstop can't control it. Run will come in. Runner is safe at second after the attempted steal. So Mexico goes up 2-0. Now with a runner at second base, one out. Munoz still at the plate. Foul tip. There's a grounder to the third baseman. Makes the play. Long throw. Nice throw to get the out. Isaac Nava with a long throw. He made it look easy. To the plate is Fernando Lopez, the second baseman. There's a strike by Morales. Way inside. Fernando Lopez batting left. Gabe Morales pitching left-handed. There's a swing. There's a hit up the middle. Runner comes around. He's held at third. Throw comes in. It was a good throw, so good call by holding him at third. So Lopez with a single up the middle puts him on first. So first and third, 2 outs. Eduardo Silleros is coming up, the shortstop, number 2. There was nothing Morales can do. That ball was hit right back at him, but he was already turned. He could not get a glove on it. The shortstop was too far away. There's a grounder to second baseman. He scoops it up, steps and throws for out number 3. That done, Nogales takes the lead 2-0. We go to the top of the third inning. California getting ready to hit, and we will be back in a few minutes. So, batting for California, the center fielder, Benya, we'll get you his first name. Takes it high and inside. Navarro on the mound last inning did a great job of command of his slider. But with a long inning, let's see what happens here. There's a slice that goes over the second baseman's head. Runner is on first. Leadoff batter is on first base. That's a line shot in the book, but it just barely got over the second baseman's head. Man on first. No outs. That's pop-up foul. Anything up in the air is going to be difficult. The sun is really bright. We've seen that with a couple of in the other games. And it doesn't matter who is going for the ball. The sun is straight up. Typically in bigger stadiums, you'd have more walls to block the sun as the sun goes down. Here it's an open concept, so we are going to have the sun all the way, all day. There will be no shade. All right, as we get going, our producer, what he's done is he's asked different people to come in. We had somebody from Ohio, and now we have with us Luis Rodriguez, and I would assume his boy's out there, the catcher. Correct. We'll get his first name. Is his name Luis?
Adrian.
Adrian, okay. So right field is playing that. You could see the glare in the sun in his sunglasses. He's able to make the play. As much as you think that's a routine play, that is a very difficult play. He made it look easy, but from this perspective that I have, that sun was right in his eyes, and you can see the glare coming off of his sunglasses. So that was a difficult play. He makes the out. So out number one.
Buhack.
Evan Buhack is up. Is that who's up?
Yeah. No, up.
No, up is
Nava,
number 4.
Nava.
Isaac
Nava's up.
Nava. Yeah, we're going to get these names right. We brought in somebody who can help us with the names.
Yeah, I'm familiar with these kids. I've coached some of them in the past.
So that, we talk about that, and it's great to see dads that coach your kids, and then there's that transition where you have to give it up and let the next coach take over, and that's where it's tough.
I'm not sure what's harder, coaching in the dugout or watching your kid play from the stands.
It's got to be watching the stands. I'm sure you had black hair when you were coaching.
I did.
Now it's all.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to Laredo. We're happy to have you here. Happy to have your team here from California.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
All right, man on first, 1 out to Isaac. Oh, pitch goes the first. We were talking about you being a coach. We were talking about this turf and how fast it is, and several things. One, it's fast, so the ball gets to the outfielder. So if you're on second base, it's really difficult to score because that ball really zips and gets to the player.
Correct.
The infield, that bounce that the ball takes, also plays with the infielders because it's so hard. And then the pitching mound, typically a pitcher wants to have that little groove in front of the
Correct.
rubber to push off of.
Correct.
Here, they don't have that.
No.
It's flat the whole way. So it takes time for these players to get adjusted to
Yeah, they have to make the adjustments, and sometimes it's tough to do it on the fly, for sure.
Absolutely. There's a shot to left. Left fielder comes in and makes the catch. Runner back to first for out number 2. Nice hit by Isaac Nava. One of those that you love how it feels, but it goes straight to a player.
Ryan Perez coming up to bat right now.
Ryan Pettis, the second baseman.
Great kid. I've known him since he was 8 years old. Started coaching him when he was 8 years old with my son.
How do you know if any of these kids are actually looking at going to the next level?
Yes,
playing in college?
a few of them. Ryan, I believe, is going to go to junior college in Rio Hondo, which is about 15 minutes outside of LA, downtown LA. So yeah, quite a few of these kids are already are committed to go play junior college.
It's great that you could see that they use their talent to possibly get a scholarship, pay for their education. That it means a lot, I think, to the parents to see their dedication, and for them to move up to the next level is fantastic.
Yeah, and all these parents are great. I've known them for years. They're a great group of parents, very supportive of their kids.
Balls hit the right field. Look at that right fielder play that ball. I'm not exaggerating when I say that glare is on his sunglasses, but he's able to make the catch. So that's out number 3. After 2.5 innings of play, the score is 2-0 Nogales. So tell us about, the city of Laredo is committed to these tournaments. Last week, we had a Pony Softball World Series. We had 100 teams here in Laredo, everywhere from 6-year-olds to 18-year-olds. And the city council, we have meetings every week preparing for these. We bring the police department, the fire department, all the different departments come in to make sure that everything runs smoothly. From the perspective of you being a guest in our community, what are you seeing? What's your impression of what's going on?
Oh, it takes a lot of hard work from every department, like you said, and the people that volunteer their time. One thing a lot of people don't understand is that every person that is putting in their time, they're all volunteers. No one is getting paid to do any of this. And, everybody really loves what they do, and they do it for a passion and because they care about the kids.
I think you see it from where you come from and all the parents and what they do. But we have here directors from Pony. They're not from Laredo. They fly into town. They actually come into town before to check the fields to make sure they're within standard. If not, we have to fix the field to get it ready before it can pass. So they're doing that before the tournament comes to town. And then we have the directors that come in and they take care of the computer side of it, and they take care of the books and the legality and everything. So they're not even from Laredo.
Wow.
And they fly in. They're volunteers that fly in.
I was not aware of that.
They do that and they love it. And they're staying in the hotels just like you guys. I joke because we talk about these young kids, staying in the hotel. I'm just wondering, do you know what time your kid went to sleep last night?
Yeah, they're all pretty disciplined. For them, all these kids are very disciplined, and they really care about what they know why they're here. They're here to win, and they're all very respectful kids. Like I said, I know 80% of these kids from the time they were 8, 9 years old, and I met all their parents. I've coached them in several, divisions, and for the most part, they're all very dedicated to what they do. So, the whole part about staying up, I really trust all these kids.
You talk about how all the parents know each other, and, sometimes these kids say, I have like 5 dads. I got 5 moms. And why? Because if I do something wrong, that parent's going to get after me. They've known me since I was little.
Yes.
And it's like a team effort for parents nowadays, to stay on top of their kids.
Yeah, we try to look after each other's kids, that's for sure.
There's a bunt laid down. Morales comes in to pick it up, turns and makes the throw to first for the out. He did a nice job. A lot of pitchers that are left-handed, they have to do the 360 move, and they panic, and they try to throw before they've fully rotated. Here, Morales took his time, was able to rotate and make a strike to first base for the out. Up to the plate is Octavio Fabian, the DH. Fabian was the pitcher in the last game, so he had a couple of hours rest, and he's back out there. So, how do you get to Laredo? How many games did you have to play? What did you have to do to get here?
I believe we did regional and then zone. So they had to play, I believe, a total of 8 games. And they had not lost one game up until yesterday. So,
Seriously?
Yes.
Look at the shortstop makes the throw to first to get the out, route number 2.
Yes, these kids won 8 games in a row to get here. So, and we had 6 games before that to qualify to get into the tournament.
I was saying that Laredo, we put together a team, we put them in here, but they're here because they're the host city.
Okay.
Okay, Brownsville, all the other teams, they have to qualify to get here.
Correct.
So it's intimidating for Laredo to play against you guys because of the path you have to take to get here is much tougher.
Correct.
And so it really is a challenge to go out there and just try to compete with this level.
Yes.
We saw Ohio come in from Yorktown. They're loaded with E1 talent and stuff like that, and they're here. Puerto Rico was really good this morning.
Okay.
And you just see that type of talent, and you just say to yourself, but wow, to get here,
Yes.
you got to play and beat good teams to get here. So it's not easy for you guys to get here.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
These kids worked really hard, and they put a string of games together to get to this World Series tournament.
That's awesome.
Yeah, several of these boys played in the Palomino division in the World Series in Illinois as well.
Nice.
So it's their second time around. Some of them actually went 4 years ago because of COVID, and some of them do have a championship ring already. So they definitely bring.
They
some
know what it
experience.
is. They know what it is to play.
Yeah, and this is their last year doing it for some of them, so they definitely want to go home with a win.
How to be engulfed into the whole baseball program since they're little kids, they play, and then get to that point where it's going to end. It not only ends for the kid, but it ends for the parent.
Yes, it does.
And it's as much as parents gripe about taking the kid to practice, taking them to the games. Oh, I got to do it again.
It's heartbreaking. It's very emotional for sure. It's
absolutely
tough pill to swallow sometimes.
There's a hit to right field for Heriberto Yepes. The ball comes in. He stays at first. Yeah, I know some people that have their kids in band, and then after their kids are out of band, they were in it so much that they were going to performances even though their kids weren't there because they were so used to going to something.
Right.
They had nothing else to do, so they were
absolutely.
going. I think I'm going to see you out at the baseball field, right?
Yeah, well, luckily for me, I have a grandson, and I think.
Oh, here we go.
I might have to do it all over again. It's
Attaboy.
kinda hard to give it up.
Attaboy. You have to get out there and coach him again. There's a foul to the back of the screen. But now you have an assistant coach.
I have to. At this point, they have to have one or two.
That's right. Nogales, Mexico, batting, man on first, 2 outs. Morales throws it outside. We were talking about Morales, and they made him take off the blue sleeve.
Correct.
Right after he took off that blue sleeve, it looked like he walked 2 batters. It kind of got in his head a little bit.
Yeah, it might have thrown him off.
Right, and then one of the teammates lent him the black sleeves, which is legal, and he could wear those. And it seems like he's gotten back into a rhythm. Almost he's used to that sleeve being on his arm. I'm not sure if that's the case.
Yeah, it's just it puts a different pressure on your elbow, your release point. It's kind of hard to make that adjustment if you're used to having it on you all the
Right.
time.
There's a ball hit to right field. That will stay foul. We're excited to have California here. We have Taiwan here. We have Lithuania is here. Puerto Rico, Mexico, Ohio's in the game. Texas is in the game. It's a good mix of people from all over. There's a shot to right field. The right fielder's under it, playing with the sun, and makes the catch for out number 3. We were talking about how far these teams are. We had a game earlier that it's almost 4,000 miles between the two cities. Like
Wow.
they would never play if it wasn't for Pony.
Correct.
They never see that. What's your experience with the travel with your son? Like, because I think that's an education itself, just to travel.
Yes, it is. We've done travel teams in the past, so we've done tournaments within the state of California. We've never traveled outside of the state of California for tournaments.
You don't have to go far for talent for good tournaments in California.
No, we've done
That's awesome.
desert tournaments, which is Palm Springs area, Northern California, Southern California, San Diego area. So there's definitely a really big pool of talent in California. So
Is this
kids get a chance to compete.
is this Dodger country?
Yes,
Where you're from?
Absolutely.
Oh, Dodgers all the way?
Yes.
All right, just checking.
Might have a few Angel fans here and there, but I think for the most part, everybody's a Dodger fan.
Okay, because I saw the uniforms and so I said, well, maybe they're Dodger fans. I don't know. Have you had a chance to get some good food?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Just had lunch right before coming here.
Good. We hope
great.
you enjoyed that, and hopefully the hotels, everything's working out for you.
The hotel's great. Everybody's very hospitable. Everybody's very welcoming, very courteous. So the whole experience has been really well. I think everybody's happy with it.
And that's key to us. As we talk about this, we just cannot have a bad experience by anybody. So we worry about that. That's big. We want you as a parent. You're bringing your son to our community, and you got to know it's safe, and you're going to have a good time, and your kid's going to play some baseball, and then you can go home. That's what we want. I don't know what the word is out there. I know you're in California. Maybe there's a little bit more Latin base out there, but any discussion about coming to the border of Laredo?
No, not at all. I think all these kids were ready and ready for the experience, and no one had any negativity as far as coming here. Everything's been really good, like I said, and everyone's really comfortable with the hospitality and here to play some ball and win some games.
Appreciate that, yeah. Definitely. And like you said, you guys were on a hot streak just coming into this tournament.
It's tough, man. These kids are got to put it together. Maybe the travel, maybe the excitement got the best
No
of them
doubt.
for a second.
It could. Gib Morales at the plate. Gibbs on the mound, but typically where does he play if he's not on the mound?
He usually plays center field, or left field, I'm sorry. Left field or first base as well. Great hitter. I mean, coming into this tournament, I believe he had 4 home runs.
Yeah, he's on the mound, but there's no DH for him. He's batting for himself.
Yes. He's definitely got some power.
There's a catcher coming back to try to make the play, and he makes the play.
Wow, what a catch. Great catch.
Once again, we talk about the sun, but the catcher able to hustle to get that ball, and I'm sure Morales would like another chance at that swing right there. He just got under it. That's got to be frustrating when he sees a pitch that he likes and he just gets under it. That's the frustrating part about baseball. Nice play by the catcher.
Great play. That was a tough catch to do in the sun like that, turning around.
This is Chris.
Let's see, who is it? Number 26, 22. A little tough for me to see the number from here.
Yeah, 26.
26.
You have to work on the coach's penmanship because we can't read his lineup.
I'm guilty of that myself, coaching.
Well, what we say is they must be doctors volunteering their time to coach, so we're trying to give them some credit.
We'll call them baseball doctors.
There's a strike. So Navarro doing a good job keeping the ball around the strike zone. 1-2 the count. There's a swing to the first baseman. He backs up, makes the catch, tells the pitcher, I've got it, and makes the out. So that's out number 2. Have you ever been to Texas before?
Yes, I have. I'm very familiar with Texas. My brother was stationed in the Air Force for 12 years in San Antonio. So I frequented San Antonio quite often. And I worked on the movie The Alamo in Austin.
In Austin?
Yes. I lived there for 13 months.
So I thought the Alamo was filmed over here. I forgot the name of the city. You're going to do that.
The most recent one was actually in Austin, right outside of Austin.
So now we're getting into some interesting discussion here. So I guess you're in movie production.
I am in the construction side. Yeah, I built movie sets. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So we need to keep you here. Here's the pitch.
Love Texas. It's been great to me. Love Austin, San Antonio, and now Laredo. So.
Now Laredo, yeah, we're going to be a big part. Hopefully, are you going to try to get to San Antonio on your way back?
Yeah, we'll see how it works out, man. Hopefully, I only have time to fly back to work. That's our goal, is to get to that championship game. We got some baseball left in this game to catch up and.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of baseball. We're in the top of the 4th inning. The score is 2-0 Nogales. At the plate is number 13, Pacheco.
Yes, Isaiah Pacheco, that is correct.
So now I'm nervous because, I'm doing this to help out, and you do this as a living. You know how this is done, the production side of it. So what's my grade right now?
Oh, you're doing great.
Okay.
A lot better than me. I'm a outside the camera guy. I'm behind the scenes.
Yeah, this guy builds sets for like movies and stuff. So, yeah. So what production are you working on in California at the moment?
Right now, I'm working on a Netflix movie called Atlas. It's Jennifer Lopez is the main character.
What kind of set?
Sci-fi movies. Sci-fi
nice.
sets, spaceships, some alien landscapes.
Isaiah Pacheco out there. So I'm thinking you're as creative as can be.
That is my job, to be creative, yes.
Creative.
Yes.
Make it look like another world.
Correct. They could dream it up. I got to make it look real.
Some guy draws on a piece of paper and says, okay, now, go figure it out.
Exactly.
Oh, nice.
That's what we do.
At the plate is Anthony Semina. And he gets a hold of one deep to center field, but straight up in the air. Center fielder having to come in on it and makes the 3rd out. Once again, I'm sure he'd like to have that one back. Just got under that.
I wonder if that wind's playing a factor in those balls, too.
So,
keeping them from...
the wind was blowing from right field to left field.
Yes.
No one had, since I've been here, no one's put anything towards left with that wind. We've had a couple of home runs that were just on our own. There was no wind. But right now, anything to center is getting pushed down.
Yes.
And but without that wind, and if it were a little bit more to the left,
that's
it's not going to stay.
Yeah.
It's going to go out.
Yeah.
It's not going to go out. I mean, it's going to go out. So there, California takes the field. So you're having to get back. You're going to have to work on a show. Did you ever meet Jennifer Lopez?
No, I have not. No.
No, they don't really.
No, like I said, I'm in the construction side of it. So unless we're doing some kind of standby where we have to move sets around while they're filming, that's about the only time we'll get to interact with the actors.
I have a friend that volunteers his time for the Laredo Theater here, and he does the sets for the kids and stuff like that. Yeah. So I don't think he's at the same level that you are, but he gets creative. He'll call and say, "Do you have a plastic chair that looks like 1970s?" Or he's looking for something like, "What are you doing?" I'm trying to find stuff for a show.
Yeah. Props
Henry.
are hard to find sometimes. Yeah.
Yep.
For sure.
That's awesome. So now your son is a 17-year-old or an 18-year-old?
18-year-old.
18-year-old. So you said this is his last year.
This is last year. Yeah. He's heading to school. Hopefully, one of the local coaches from Citrus College asked him to go play with him. So see how that
Citrus
works
College.
out. It's a junior college.
Okay.
Yeah.
The junior college experience helps because the kids need to get that time of playing a long season, and then some kids need that body strength. You know how
To
you get out
mature.
your
Oh, yeah.
senior year, you get out, you bulk up a little bit more. So sometimes that's the route to take.
Yes. And there's nothing wrong with trying. Any of these kids, I encourage them if they have a chance to go play junior college. They could move on and say at least they gave it their shot. And if it doesn't
Right.
work out, then they can look back and say they put the effort in. They don't have to worry about would have, could have, should have. So
Right. Leonardo Ruiz with a single to right field. So he's at first base. Second baseman and shortstop for California backing up. Double play depth. We have a courtesy runner coming into the game. Alvaro Arvizo is in the game. At the plate. Lays down a bunt. Morales comes in. Looks at second, throws the first. Possibly had a shot at second.
yes, would have been a close play.
It would have been
Safe
close.
out.
So you're right. That's a safe out to take. That's the difference with these kids. They're mature enough that they get that. The younger generation are going to try to gun it to second base. But the strategy is that out could be more important.
Absolutely.
That's maturity. That's just training of how to play the game. You hear parents yelling, "No, you should have thrown the second." But as a coach, you're like, "I'll take the out."
Yeah, and most of these kids have a pretty savvy baseball IQ at this level, so they have to make that judgment.
Very much so. At the plate is Antonio Munoz. So, I've heard of a park, Covino Park. What exactly is that?
Covina Park,
Yeah.
it's
I'm being asked to ask you. So apparently,
Covina Park, Hollenbeck. It's Hollenbeck Park. That's where most of these kids play ball from the time they were 13 till now. So it's been around for, I'm going to say, and this is a guess. It's not an accurate answer, but 30 years plus. And they've always had a really good reputation of putting out good baseball players. So
you're looking at a complex with a bunch of fields out there? Or-
it's not a big complex. They have one baseball field. The people that have worked there, Chuck, the manager for this team, has been there for 30 years with his son. And he loved it so much, he's been there ever since. He maintains the field.
Really?
Yeah, we have Gil, Richard. I'm sure they're probably tuning in. They put in a lot of their time and dedicate a lot of their time to making the program work. It's a nonprofit program. In California, travel ball is really big, and it's hard to compete sometimes with some of these travel programs because of the financial end of it. And so we're a nonprofit organization, S Pony in general is, and
This is a plate sales and raffle tickets
Correct.
and whatever
So
you need to do.
Yes, absolutely. So everybody puts in a lot of their time to keep that program going. I've been a part of it for 5 years. It was a great experience for my son and myself. And I take my hat off to everyone that volunteers there. It's a great place.
And you're saying some big talent comes out of that area, that
Absolutely. We have some pretty big ball players come out of there. I played with a kid, Randy Knorr, who I played Little League, and he went and played there. Played for the Toronto Blue Jays and won a World Series with them.
Wow. It's almost kind of like the Rucker Park of California, in baseball.
Yes, they definitely bring the talent. And like I said, it's tough to compete when you have
Oh, there was a play. Force out at third. Morales again. Bunt goes down to advance the runners from first to second and third, and Morales able to make the play. Almost didn't make the play. Third baseman was charging, and he had to get back to the bag to make the play. So luckily
it was a force out. He was a little out of place. So
right, there was no tag needed, so he had stepped on the bag. So 2 outs, man on first and second. Pickoff try. Ooh. And they got him.
Good play. Great play.
Credit the shortstop for using his body to stop him. That made the difference, but the shortstop had to not only get in position, but catch the ball from Morales to make the out. So great play there by the shortstop. Isaiah Pacheco. There we go.
Isaiah Pacheco.
Well, once again, thank you for coming. It's a pleasure to talk to you. You're very knowledgeable about your family and all the families and where you come from. So that's a plus. And then what you do for a living, awesome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, sir. Pleasure. Thank you, Gene Belmontes, producer of the Liquid Studio, for bringing in our guest from California. Brought in a ringer. The guy's ready to take my place. Just talking to him just makes it sound like Covina is such a pleasant place to live. As much as they say they're from Los Angeles, he makes it sound like it's a small community, and they're all friends. And while he was talking to me, his friends are texting him. I'm right. Seeing the texts coming in, and he's reading them. But he did a great job, and it just makes you. He was just great ambassador for Covina.
Right.
Just a great ambassador. Interesting.
You gotta love folks like that are great ambassadors. They love their community. They represent it well, and that they made the trip. That they were willing to take time out and spend their money in Laredo, Texas, as we like to have, to get here and watch their kids play, cheer their community on, and like you said, volunteers are giving back. Just a fantastic individual. We were happy to find him. Like I said, I picked a ringer for it. Right?
That's right. You brought him in, and the beauty of it is, you have been a coach for your kid in all different sports, and you watch them grow up. I had my dad who did that for me, and we know so many parents that do that, and then you go to California. And they're doing exactly the same thing, following their kid, bringing them up, playing sports, chasing them around to practices, getting what they need, and doing all that, and then seeing them in a World Series, and like he said, it's going to be bittersweet once this is over, but that's the love of Pony and what parents do for their kids to keep them in sports, keep them out of trouble. So God bless him and his family, and hopefully his son can move on to the next level. As he said, Citrus College possibly looking at him. Yeah. So that's nice to hear. So Covina, you were represented well. I'm impressed.
Absolutely, and thank you to all the parents out there who do what they do to have their kids involved in this. We know what it takes, from practices to games to tournaments.
That ball goes foul.
Yep. These kids are all student athletes, so making sure that they get the grades and they do the things they need to do to advance their education. All that's part of this commitment to sports that parents give to make sure that their kids are a success both on and off the field. So hats off to the parents. Couldn't be done without you. you're part of that volunteer organization as well, because you're taking your time.
Here's the pitch. High. So, that you have the parents that can make it. Then you have the parents that unfortunately have to work. They can't make this trip. So they get online to listen to us.
Right.
Oh, poor parents. How sad is that? They have to listen to us, but we're sorry. We apologize now, but your kid's in good hands, and I know you're sacrificing your time to listen to this broadcast, and we're trying our best.
Absolutely, and we're certainly not professionals, or at least on this side of the microphone, we're not professionals. We try to work on all the technical stuff to make these broadcasts possible, but we're certainly not professionals by any stretch of the imagination.
Volunteer our Saturday to come out and just help out wherever we can.
So yeah, we've got our ambassador from Covina back. We want to give him an opportunity to give a shout out to somebody that he feels is especially important to him. So let me give up my chair real quick and have our ambassador speak.
There's a hit to the outfield. Center fielder making a dive for it. He's not able to catch it, so we have a runner at first. That's Evan
Buhawk. Evan Buhawk. That is correct. Thanks for having me back and giving me a minute. I just want to send a shout out to my wife and all the moms, for that matter, that spend all their time in a car driving our kids to ball games. Wouldn't be able to do without them. It's a big help, and it's one of the biggest supporting facts to all these kids, and not just baseball, but every other sport. Sorry you couldn't make the trip, babe. I'll be back home soon, hopefully with a championship.
Yeah, you got to give that shot. You don't do that, you're in trouble.
Oh, she just had a big surgery, so she couldn't make the trip.
We're sorry to hear that.
There's nothing more than she would love to be here, as well as myself. So.
Is she, by chance, an athlete?
Yes, she did. Yeah, she was a great softball player.
That helps.
She left her mark at the high school level in California.
Okay, because
some records there. So
at least she can go to the games and she gets it and she understands and that whole bit. But there's some moms out there that never played before and they're having to sacrifice their time sitting there at practice or what have you.
Definitely, no. She loves sports and she was really good at them.
Yeah, we were saying how all these parents that couldn't make it have to suffer through our broadcast. So you were kind of the highlight of the whole broadcast. So thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm glad to be of help. And I hope put a smile on different people all over the country.
Yeah, because we're brutal with the names. It's just killing me.
Thanks for having me, and good job, moms. Keep it up.
All right, there you go. I appreciate that. He doesn't say hi. He would have had to take her a gift.
Oh, absolutely.
He was in trouble.
There was going to be a couch waiting for him when he got home if he didn't give the shout out, but well-deserved.
He made it seem like he carted his son all over to all the practices and did everything. She was probably sitting there saying, "Oh, really? Wait till you get home."
No, she...
Pop up to second base. Second baseman comes in for out number one. And once again, that sun is it's really tough. Even though these are short pop flies, that sun is brutal for these kids.
We were saying, so, he had to make that shout out, but we're glad to hear she's recovering from that surgery and wish her all the best and speedy recovery. And your husband did a great job representing Covina, and we certainly would love to have you all back in the years to come. That's right, born 275. She was going to beat him with a chancla if he didn't give her that shout out. Absolutely.
The flying chancla.
Now we've got an ambience mic out there, so you might be hearing some of the parents from Mexico giving out some shouts of support to their team. Great to see the fans in the stadium. Oh, swing and a miss. That's a good pitch. And score right now, Covina 0, Sonora, Mexico 2.
Covina trying to get a rally here with one out with a man on first base. Buyak hits it to left field. Left fielder comes in hard, makes the catch. Runner has to hurry to get back to first base, and he makes it on time. Runner was on the run, but smart running. Looked up, saw that the outfielder caught it, and he had to hustle back.
A nuestros amigos de México que nos están escuchando y viendo el juego por medio de YouTube, saludos. Esperamos que les den bastante ánimo a su equipo. Nogales, Sonora, Nogales, México. Saludos a Verónica León.
Gene throwing out his bilingual shout out to the families from Nogales.
My first language, Spanish.
There's a high ball hit to right field. Right fielder is under it and makes the grab for out number 3. So nothing doing for California. Mexico holds on to the lead. We go into the
0-2 y se retira al lado y regresa México a la ofensa.
So we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-0, Nogales in the lead. And I want to know from the fans that are texting you if they'd like to hear one of the parents speak. Maybe they give us a name and we go out there and find that person to embarrass them.
Buena idea. Si tenemos a uno de los parientes de uno de los jugadores que quiere llegar acá arriba con nosotros para ser portavoz por un momento, embajador de la buena ciudad de Sonora, México, de Nogales, Sonora, México. Nos gustaría que nos dieran un nombre y los invitamos acá arriba para que nos ayuden con este juego. Veo que Juan Jiménez es el favorito jugador de Verónica León y ahí le echamos ganas a Nogales. Alma Gloria, Yepis. Francisco Santos, gracias a usted por escuchándonos. Como ya nos olvidó el español, a veces batallamos con las palabras, pero aquí le vamos a hacer el esfuerzo, a ver si podemos hacerlo bien. Saludos a la familia Pimienta también. Gracias por escucharnos sobre YouTube, viendo el juego. Also, Covina wants us to bring in Nicole. So is Covina Blue. Ask for Nicole. She's a great speaker. Well, Nicole, if you're hearing us, if you're out there, come on up here to the press box. Knock on the door. We'll let you in. We've got air conditioning. Saludo para el manager Ivan El Cuate Hernández. Saludos a Álvaro Virusu, número 54, desde Nogales, Sonora. Paulina Arvizu. Luis Hernández, a su hermano Luis Arturo.
There's a hit.
Saludos a toda la familia.
In the outfield, that drops in for a base hit for Eduardo Sigueros.
Saludos a Antonio Muñiz desde Hermosillo, perdón.
To the plate, number 55, Juan Jimenez, the right fielder, with a man on first base and no outs.
Perfecto.
So Mexico trying to do a better job.
Mira, nos mandaron un embajador para el equipo de México. Voy a darle mi asiento aquí para que...
Oh, no, you're going to move over here.
¿Cómo que yo? Me voy por allá. Bueno, pues vamos a dejar a Orlando que descanse porque dice que no sabe el español. No quiere hacer la entrevista a Orlando.
Yo quiero saber quién estaba bailando antes del juego.
¿Su nombre, por favor?
Angélica Aguirre.
Bienvenidos, Angélica Aguirre, aquí al puesto de los voceros para el juego de béisbol Palomino World Series, la Serie Mundial. Bienvenidos.
Gracias, muchas gracias.
¿Tiene un niño que está jugando en este equipo de México?
Sí, Antonio de Jesús Muñoz.
Ok, ¿y qué posición juega?
Está jugando el 7.
El 7, perfecto,
Sí.
perfecto. ¿Y qué fue el camino para llegar aquí a la Sierra Mundial? Tuvieron bastantes juegos para llegar aquí. ¿Quién fue el último equipo que le ganaron para llegar aquí en Laredo, Texas?
Ok, mire, este equipo, bueno, vienen jugando algunos juntos y otros se han estado uniendo en el camino. Pero vienen trabajando niños desde los 4 años.
Así es.
Solo que antes jugábamos Little League.
Ah, sí.
Cuando hicimos juvenil, nos vinimos a las AC. Nuestro primer año en AC.
Ok.
Y pues bendito Dios, estamos aquí.
Qué bien, qué bien. Felicidades a todos. ¿Vinieron muchos de ustedes para ver los niños jugar?
Fíjese que sí. Casi siempre decimos allá en México, somos bien alboroteros. Aquí andamos muchos, como 7, 8 papás andamos apoyando a nuestros hijos. Y los que no vienen sus papás, pues nosotros nos hacemos cargo de ellos también, ¿verdad? ¡Uy, qué bueno!
Ándale, qué bueno. Mira, aquí va México.
Sí.
Acaban de pegar un doble. Entran 2 carreras para México. Ahora
Octavio Fabián.
Sí, Octavio Fabián fue el que dio el golpe hasta el centro field, sí, el 7. Y ahora estamos 4-0
Sí.
con Sonora, México sobre Covina, California. Y estamos viendo los mensajes que vienen aquí por parte de YouTube en el live chat. Cuando ganaron, o sea, ¿qué tanto tiempo tuvieron antes de hacer sus planes para venir aquí a Laredo a este juego?
Ok, nuestro nacional fue en abril.
¿En abril?
En abril. Y tuvimos pues desde entonces para
escoger,
esta fecha, para
sí.
ir haciendo todos los preparativos para llegar aquí.
Así es.
Fue un torneo muy difícil, pero igual que ahorita nuestros chamacos están fajando, como decimos allá, y están sacando la casta y jugando con el corazón. Igual en el nacional empezamos perdiendo el primer juego.
Así es.
Y ya de ahí nos fuimos ganando, y la final fue contra Unison, Hermosillo, y le ganamos también. Bendito Dios.
Bendito Dios, así es. Qué lucha para llegar por parte del primer juego que perdieron, ¿verdad? Hasta
Sí.
el campeonato de nuevo. Este es el rumbo más fuerte, más difícil para llegar a un torneo de este nivel.
Sí, igual, pues fue, la verdad para nosotros, sabemos que son muy buenos ellos jugando, pero hicieron una gran hazaña porque íbamos con 13 jugadores al nacional y llevábamos 14 estaban presentes, pero uno no podía jugar porque lo habían operado. Entonces eran 13 nomás
13
jugando.
nomás jugando.
Y ahora para venir para acá, pues ya están 4 pitchers más. que se
Está
integraron.
completo el equipo.
Ajá.
Está completo el equipo. Qué bien.
Sí.
Bueno, dime un poco tocante de Sonora, del pueblo. ¿Qué tipo de pueblo es? ¿Qué es la clima? ¿Qué tan grande es la ciudad?
Nosotros somos de Nogales, Sonora.
De Nogales, Sonora.
Sí, que está pegado a la línea con Nogales, Arizona.
Arizona.
Es la frontera. Pues es un pueblo chiquito. Tenemos realmente muy pocos espacios deportivos. Solo un estadio que llamamos, todos quieren jugar ahí, el Hofer. Y ahorita ya hay uno más o menos que es el Quincas, pero para jugar ellos nada más esos 2. Está chiquito, el clima es mucho menos calor que aquí, y aparte nos llueve bastante.
En serio, yo pensaba que Arizona, o sea, Sonora también, como mucho desierto, que iba a estar más caliente que Laredo.
De hecho, Hermosillo sí, Obregón es muy caluroso, pero Nogales no es tanto.
No es
Igual
tanto.
avanzas a Arizona y en Phoenix, Tucson es caluroso, pero no,
Pero ahí en la
Nogales no
frontera
tanto.
no
Sí,
tanto.
está un
Qué
poquito
bien,
alto.
qué bien.
Sí. Y pues aquí estamos, ahorita en el mensajes que tenemos con los papás que están
¿Sí?
allá, dicen, alguien que vaya a la cabina, Angélica, ve a la cabina. Yo, ok, pues yo voy.
Pues nos da gusto que nos acompañaste aquí en la cabina y como les estaba comentando, español era mi primer idioma, mamá era de México, era de Nueva Rosita, Coahuila,
Oh, de Coahuila.
pero con mucho tiempo aquí en los Estados Unidos y con la educación y todo, pues pierde uno el español, pero ahorita mamá está en el cielo diciendo, este muchacho que no aprendió el español como debería.
Sí.
Pero aquí estamos,
mira.
haciendo el esfuerzo.
Sí, y de hecho en la inauguración mirábamos que usted más o menos hablaba el español. Yo pensaba que usted era de Puerto Rico, pero bueno, ya dijo que su familia venía de México.
Sí, de México, no.
Voy a aprovechar tantito su micrófono para
Por
agradecer
favor,
a todas las personas que nos están mirando.
Con todo gusto.
Familia, amigos, conocidos, de todo pues voy a decir que todo el estado, porque nos mandan mensajes gente de todas partes. Nuestros hijos, gracias a Dios, que los conocen en muchas partes por su juego. Allá hay un equipo que es amateur, pero juegan entre grandes y ellos están integrados en esos equipos, que son los internacionales, es el equipo de altar, pitiquito, y ellos han estado jugando. Entonces, pues de todo el estado nos han estado mandando mensajes y echándoles porras y deseándoles suerte a los chamacos.
Qué bien, felicidades a ustedes y suerte. Ojalá que lleguen al campeonato también y que se diviertan, que tengan buen tiempo aquí en Laredo. Los invitamos que regresen los años que siguen, que sigan viniendo aquí, tienen su casa aquí en Laredo, Texas.
Ok, ojalá y así sea. Si no es con estos niños, porque ya van a brincar, tenemos más hermanitos ahí. Bueno.
Qué bien, gracias por todo.
Gracias a ustedes.
No, los invitamos otra vez de nuevo. Si hay otros juegos y que van a participar y estamos en vivo, pues los invitamos que regresen aquí a la cabina con nosotros.
Muy bien, muchas gracias y
Nada,
mucho
usted.
gusto.
Igualmente,
Saludos.
gracias. Saludos.
Uy.
Who allowed us that moment to share some words in Spanish with our guests and our competitors from Mexico, from Nogales, Sonora, Mexico, which is right across the border from Nogales, Arizona, for those who were following. Thank you for all the comments that are coming in on Facebook. We appreciate that. We're going to check with our folks over here on the wide shot, see why that lags. But we are going to give a few shout outs to some of the folks who were following with us. As the side is retired and Mexico takes the field, Covina comes to the plate, and we've got an exciting game here. It's 4-0. We're in the top of the sixth, and we're going to try to give a few shout outs here to Edwin Minjares, favorite player Antonio Munoz. And let's see, Arriba Nogales. I hear lots of cheers for Nogales. And also from Covina, we've got some great folks out there cheering on Gage, number 16, the catcher. Go Covina Blue, we see that. And some great messages out there. And thank you for all of the folks who have joined us. We've got over 216 viewers following this particular broadcast. So someone asked us to have Liz Morrison from Covina come out and speak. So Liz, if you're watching, if you're out there and you hear this message, you'd like to come out, I think we're going back to the game. Oh, I think we've got Nicole out here from Covina coming in, and we're going to let Orlando Navarro return to his chair and call the game and take on this interview. So thank you all for letting us entertain you in Spanish for a little while, and we'll go back to the game and back to some color commentary with Orlando Navarro, our broadcaster extraordinaire.
All right, I'm back. Let the interview happen. Qué linda la señora Angélica, la señorita Angélica. All right. Okay, Nicole's going to sit down. This baseball broadcast has become an interview session. So We have friends, and you are
I'm Nicole.
Nicole
Driftmeyer.
Driftmeyer. I don't see a last name of Driftmeyer on the team.
You're not going to see that on there, yeah. My son is number 19, Alec Gavigan.
Gavigan. Okay. Okay. So right now the score is 4-0. Nogales on top. California trying to make a run. We want to thank you for coming here. You know, you were the most requested person to be put on the air here.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Well,
You know,
really?
I'm pretty chatty. So,
You're pretty chatty.
yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm interested in you all because it seems like such a close group. I mean, you guys are from Los Angeles, but it's really a smaller city.
Yeah, these boys have been playing together. It's a small city, and these boys have been playing together since they were about, some of them maybe 7, and they all go to different schools around the area. And to see them come together and play on this pony team is really something.
What did they think about traveling all the way to Texas to play here?
They're about it. They love it.
Really?
Yeah.
They were excited?
They're really excited. Yeah, we've gone to, like with travel ball, we've gone to different states. We've gone pretty far, but this is big to them. You know, they hear the word World Series, and you know that's just something that they aspire to do later on in life, and just to have it, you know, just gives them a little taste of it.
Sure, of course, and you know it truly is. We have Taiwan that had to win the Asian division. We had Lithuania that had to win the European division, and then you have the Caribbean division. So you know they're here.
Yeah.
You know, we're not lying.
Yeah,
they're
this
here.
is, yeah.
So we had a game earlier that 2 teams were playing, and they were almost 4,000 miles apart from each other.
That's
and
amazing.
They came together to play here. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
really awesome.
Yeah.
So, as you watch these kids grow up playing baseball, obviously you've kept them out of trouble because
Yes.
you keep them in this.
Yes.
So, you think they've matured over time? Do you think they're?
I do think they mature over time, but honestly, let's face facts here. There are 17, 18, 19-year-old boys, and you know, they're goofy. When we went on
They're
our break,
goofy.
they're goofy. When we were on our break in between games, we went back to the room, and all those parents fed them, and we're like, everyone just calm down, just sit in the air conditioner, relax. And they were chasing each other around the hotel with squirt guns.
There you go.
You know, it's still, I like to see them mature, but as far as the game goes, they get their 30 minutes of maturity in the, in the dugout in between innings.
You know, we were talking about the dads and what the dads do to volunteer their times with the kid on the field, you know, being the coach and everything like that. But we kind of failed to mention the mom's perspective of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like one thing I will say, we were talking about this turf. You know, there's no dirt, so you don't have to worry about washing the pants or anything like that.
You don't, yeah.
So that was a big thing.
That
But
was a big thing, yeah.
what's your perspective from the mother side of this? And then apart from that, that's one. And then the second part is, this is the last year for some of these kids.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know if you know this, but we have a 3-time World Series guy on our team. We have Rob Hernandez, who's been to a Pony World Series, a Colt Hit World Series, and now a Palomino.
Really?
Yeah, I want to shout out to Rob Hernandez and his mom down there somewhere. But yeah, he's been to all 3.
That's very cool.
been to
So what do you do
Pennsylvania,
now when
Oregon.
you're not going to be chasing your kid to practice? There's a shot to the shortstop, comes around, makes a throw on the run to get the third out. So what do you do after this is all over? There's no more practices. There's no more games. There's no more, you know.
I don't know. Don't scare me like that. Who knows? Who knows? But for me, I'm on the board, so you know, I'll still see baseball. We'll still do.
So are you on the board for the park?
Yes.
I think it's
For Hollow Neck
Covina.
Park, Covina. Yeah, Covina. Hollow Neck
Yeah,
Park,
which is a nonprofit organization.
It is a nonprofit,
So that's a private baseball field that you all just take care of.
We all take care of it. Yep.
And then I understand the coach has been around for 30 years there or something.
Yeah,
like
he's
that?
that 10 days older than dirt. So.
I didn't say that. That wasn't me.
Yeah.
That wasn't me.
Yes. We love our Chuck. He's on the board also.
So, do you see what's going on out there?
Yes, they're actually more excited about getting the ball off the net.
That's exactly
than the
right.
game.
Yeah, those people
She's
that
been
understand the
trying
net.
for a while.
Well, she did it. And
She
they
did
took
it.
off their tennis shoes, threw tennis shoes up there. They got the balls down.
They did. Yeah, but from a mom's perspective on baseball, or you know, I feel like we don't get enough credit. We're the ones who run in between games, and we make sure that they have their Gatorades, their water, their fruit, their Subways, and we really get our steps in.
That they do their homework.
We do our
you
we do
know,
our
and-
homework.
and-
We were studying the bracket, and we're looking at stats. I think sometimes, we don't get enough credit.
And then, of course, you got to watch the girls. You know, they can't distract them from, you know, they're going to the World Series.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah, there's a lot of.
I just thought I'd throw that out there, you know,
Yes.
not to stress you out.
My son was. He's on the corner of in the room by their hotel, and you can see the street, and he was like, "Mom, there's a bunch of hookers over here." I was like, "Oh my gosh, Alec."
Please don't say that. We're trying to promote Laredo. You know,
Yeah.
what hotel are y'all staying at?
We're at La Posada.
Okay, send PD over there, guys.
Yeah, Laredo's been great though. I love all the architecture around here. To be honest with you, the area that we're in, it has a lot of like the church. It has a lot of really cool architecture. So.
Built in 1755 and or something like that. But yeah, that's our historic hotel. Tito Garcia is the general manager of the place. So they've tried to keep it up. We've had a lot of people that have stayed there. A lot of people that talk about Laredo, talk about La Posada. So it's really neat that you're staying down there. It's one of the nicer places with our plaza outside.
Yeah, it's great.
It's
really nice.
Aerosmith stayed there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they did a concert, and then
Hey, shout out to Steven Tyler.
yes, he stayed there, and he did a interview with the customs agents at the bridge.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is. You know, little tidbit there.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else. That's it. So, but our producer Gene was all excited to get you guys in here. I think he fell in love with the city, so he's gonna go visit you guys one of these days. There you go.
You should. You should. We'll host you. I'll take you out to dinner.
Outstanding. Love to go.
Yeah.
So, if we could do something a little bit better, what would you like to see the tournament do better?
You know what? Okay, here's a thought.
Here we go.
Okay, so watching. What is this? What do we got here? Oh, don't lose it. Oh, we lost it. Morning trap.
Yeah, it's not A. Rodriguez. It's Rich Nixon.
So Mexico with a double over the left fielder. You know, we were talking about, if you look at the left fielder, how he's tired. With this type of heat, and because of the heat coming off of the ground, any little extra push that you make, it really drains you.
It really does.
It does.
For everyone out there listening, also, it's so hot out here. You can literally smell the turf, like kind of like melting. It's hot out here. We had I don't know if you know this, but our game before Rob was actually pitching and he was throwing up on the mound. It was that hot.
Oh, I didn't see that. No.
Yeah, we got to keep in mind that everybody out here's got to stay hydrated. It's rough on their bodies.
Yeah, and the umpires, they have to change their shoes because they lose the sole of their shoes.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
hot.
you
Yeah.
can
So it's,
smell it.
but you could see the left fielder how he didn't run very far, but he just
that jolt.
the jolt took it out of him, and it looks like they're pulling him from the game.
Yeah,
So I don't know if that's a safety issue, but he does look like he
it's a possibility.
maybe got a little dizzy when he went running for the ball.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
And it's not that they're doing anything; they're just standing out there.
But just standing on it and the sun's beating on them, it's
Yeah.
But going back to your question with what you guys do for different, it's great. We've had a great experience out here. But you know, it was really cool watching the Colt games earlier, and then in Marion, they did a home run derby. That
So-
is something the boys were like, wait a second, that would have been really cool to do because there was a little bit of downtime.
They don't do a home run derby for the 18-year-olds, but the 12-year-olds, the Bronco League, they do a home run derby.
really?
Yeah, they do theirs. We don't do one here. I guess they feel like the kids can't reach it. I don't know.
Okay.
So,
Okay. But other than that, it's been great. The whole tournament's been great. You guys are Laredo's been a great host.
well, we do our part, and I've been saying this over and over. We have meetings before these tournaments. The city does, and they do them, almost 7 weeks out. And the police, fire, Parks and Recs, all the departments get together and they start going over what's going to happen, who's going to take care of what throughout the whole tournament. So it's a big deal for us. Last week we had over 100 teams in Laredo for girls softball.
Did you really?
So yes, we had about 100 teams here, and they played throughout Laredo. There was a 6-year-olds all the way up to the 18-year-olds. So it was
that's
everywhere.
awesome.
Right. So that's a big deal for us, and we've, because we lost the Mexican tourism business, we've had to redevelop Laredo, and so sports is what we're headed. That's what we're doing. We have a soccer league here. We have baseball. We do volleyball. We have what's called Border Olympics, which was established in 1932, but we do all high school tournaments. We have a college golf tournament that we put on here. So it's just constant throughout the year, just sporting events,
That's pretty
and that's
awesome.
what brings people to Laredo to watch their kid play. So
Yeah.
you're exactly what we're wanting to come to Laredo.
I think your locals are starting to see that too, because when we went to dinner, or went to lunch yesterday, the waitress was like, "What are you guys in here for? Like, what are you guys here for? Baseball?" She could basketball, and I was like, "Baseball." So I think they're seeing that.
So where'd you go eat? Because we're gonna hit them up for
We went to
sponsorship.
La Casita.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where's that one at?
I think it's just right up the street right here. That way. Did we get Abby? Did we get a la casita?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, la casita. Yeah.
La casita?
I don't really know Spanish, but yeah.
All right.
Say it, pronounce it very well. But yeah, la casita. It's right over there.
Okay, so it was good. It was okay.
It was good. It was
Okay,
really
hit
good
'em up,
food, and we had
Gene.
a great waitress. I think her name was Dee, and she was awesome. And she was like, "What are you guys here for?" So
Good.
that's pretty awesome.
Good. I mean, food we have food. That takes care of itself.
Yes,
you
yes,
know.
definitely.
And we make sure all plates are full. So let's see. I'm not reading the hello, Nicole. Somebody's a shout out to you. So I don't know if there's any questions they have or anything they want you to talk about.
No. Oh, but I would like to say a big happy birthday to our league president, Gil Morales.
Is that Gibbs' father?
No, it's
Oh,
not.
okay. No relation.
No relation whatsoever, but
Okay.
he's a great president. I just want to say happy birthday to Gil.
His birthday's today?
His birthday is today.
And he didn't come out to the
You know,
tournament?
that guy, he's a busy guy, and like Covina has three divisions in the series. We have a pony. Yep.
Good hustle by the catcher. Wasn't able to hold on to that
Yeah.
foul ball.
We've got three divisions in the series right now. So we have pony, colt, and our Palomino team.
Is this your last year?
My son, no, this is my son's first year.
This is your son's first year?
Yes, my
Okay.
son's first year in the Palomino division.
Oh, wow. And he came with the team here.
Yeah,
Says a lot about his talent. So good for him.
yeah, he did well. He did well.
All right. Gene, do you have any questions? Mexico's. At the plate is Fernando Lopez. Lopez, the second baseman, has a runner at third base. So the question is to talk about the story of Gib Morales, right? Wrestling an alligator
Between
games.
Our Gibby,
The pitcher.
I don't know anything about that. But you know what? When I get out of here, I'm definitely going to ask him about that because I would love to know what Gibby was doing wrestling an alligator.
I have no idea where to go with that.
I got nothing on that.
I've got nothing.
I got nothing. Yeah.
Goes nowhere.
It's conditioning.
Yeah.
It's all about
Condition. Well, he was going to pitch. He had to get ready.
Yeah. And that's how you build strength. You know, it's definitely how you build strength. Wrestle alligators on the side.
So it's a lot of fun, talking to you. But it's a lot of fun seeing the text messages coming in because that means that just shows how close you guys are.
Yeah,
That
yeah, we have a lot of
everybody's.
support at home. I've got family. The kids have all got family, and then some family friends that that just watched over the years that have kids that aren't even playing, and they're like, send me the link, and I really want to appreciate or thank you for streaming it for everybody at home.
Well, we were trying to make it fun. We're not a professional group. There's a ground ball at shortstop, gets through his legs, and throws the first, but the runner is safe, and a run scores for Mexico. Yeah, if all the parents have to put up with our, amateur broadcast, we figured we'd try to make it fun.
We love it. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Try to make it fun, and then you were requested to be on the air, so that's even better.
Yeah, I went on a Facebook live stream at the last game because unfortunately there wasn't a feed. So I was like, you know what, I just can't hold the phone here and I have to talk. So we were just shouting out some fun facts about Covina during our feed, and then I think we did some about Aroma. We've been playing Aroma, just make it fun. Make it interesting for everybody.
Aroma Park,
Aroma
Illinois?
Park, yeah.
Okay.
At our last game, yeah. So
Well, you're gonna have to get Gene, our producer, so he can be on your feed, so you can interview him, and then
Okay.
and
Yes,
then we
definitely.
can follow.
yes,
So, have you ever been to Texas before?
I haven't. This is my first trip.
First trip? Are you gonna? This is it. You're going back to California, or are you gonna go to San Antonio or Austin?
We're
Anything
gonna
like
definitely play it by ear. Want to see what the boys want to do because this is their first trip to Texas, so we're just gonna play it by ear and let see what they want to do. If they have
Nice.
any places they want to go or what have you, or they might just want to rest. Who knows?
Well, Texas is such a big state that if you go south, you go to a big beach. If you go north, you go to San Antonio, Fiesta, Texas, the Alamo, that kind of thing. If you go to Houston, you have the big city stuff. You go to Austin, you have the arts. And so, there's a lot to do in Texas.
There is.
The hill country around here, there's a lot of German influence, a lot of wine drinking going on in the hill country. So there's that going on. So Texas, and it's a big state.
Yeah,
it's like
there's a lot.
California. It's like California. It's big like California.
We're definitely going to find something for them to occupy their time. Yeah.
Yeah, just put them in one of those rooms, those locked rooms where they have to figure out how to get out.
Escape room?
Yeah, escape room for about 3 hours. Then you guys go somewhere.
They're going to be like, we could have done this in California.
So let us know how to follow you.
I definitely will.
So I don't know.
Thank you.
So that we could laugh at when you interview Gene.
Absolutely. And this is my Facebook. Well, thank you for inviting me up here. I had a blast. It was good.
Thank you.
Chatting
thank
with you
for coming
guys.
up. And were you videotaping this whole time?
Not the whole thing, but
Oh, okay.
This is my sidekick, Abby.
So Abby's here.
Her real name is actually Allie, guys. I just call her Abby.
Okay, so Allie, you're here to watch who play.
the catcher,
The-
Gage Harrison.
Nice grab by the left fielder. He laid out for that one. I know no one jumped up and down, but that was a play right there.
That was a great play by number
That
10,
was a
Gibby,
great-
out there. He must have thought it was an alligator. Imagine that.
Wrestled that one.
Wrestled that.
And let me tell you, he just replaced the last left fielder to make a fantastic play out there. This is a kid that was on the mound earlier, pitching, which takes a lot out of you. He comes back, hits a different glove, goes out to left field, and then makes a diving catch. So hats off to that left fielder.
Way to go, Gibby. All right, thank you guys. Appreciate you having me up here.
Thank you.
Our pleasure.
Thank you, guys.
Go back into the heat.
Definitely.
We get them here because of the air condition. It's not because of us. So let's get back to some baseball. Mexico hits a shot to the pitcher, throws the first, and that's out. So California out of there, but not before Mexico scores a run. So 5-0, Nogales in the lead. California trying to get something going. Let's say if they can get something going. We are going to the top of the 7th inning.
Last chance to put something together for Covina, California, to stay in the game here.
I'll tell you, Mexico played earlier, and they are executing. And not only that, their offense has really picked up because they look very different. They're playing much better baseball. They're playing consistent. They're not overplaying. I think earlier today they were overplaying, trying too hard. Now they're just relaxing and having fun out there. And so they've taken the lead 5-0, and there's a little bit more hop than what I saw earlier today. And California still trying to get something going, get some guys on base.
Right. But, they may have run out of gas with the big win they had earlier today, coming back from a 5-2 deficit against Aroma, Illinois, to win the game 6-5 this morning. And so that may have taken a lot of the wind out of their sails.
It really does. It really does. And this heat really gets to them. And like we were talking to Nicole, and she was saying that they were playing around and what have you. Kids are going to be kids. We understand that. But this is serious heat.
It is. And surprisingly, when we were listening to the young lady from Nogales, Sonora, saying that it wasn't as hot as in Nogales as it is here, that this was a lot more heat, a lot hotter than what they anticipated. Of course, thinking that, Nogales is in Sonora, I would famous desert, the Sonoran desert over there,
right?
And Arizona being so hot that they would have been accustomed to the heat, but they were saying that this is a tough deal for them. That the heat was hampering them earlier today.
Let's hope that the sun goes down and it cools off a little bit more. Yesterday it was about 77 in the evening, so that was a much more pleasant temperature to play in. But you have to go through the full day of baseball just to get to the evening games, and that takes a lot out of you. The left fielder for California seemed to chase down a ball, and the heat just got to him, and they had to replace him.
Yep.
And so that could be dangerous, but that's baseball here in Laredo, Texas.
And, that is the game. That's especially when you're playing afternoon games, matinee games, when it's nice and hot. No domed stadium here. Yeah, and there's a nice strike thrown by the pitcher.
So here comes the pitch. There's a grounder up the middle. Almost takes out the leg of Navarro on the mound. Out to center field for a base hit. So that puts one runner on. So Anthony Semina's up. So Isaiah Pacheco is on. Semina's next. That's what they needed. California needed to get a runner on to start something, to get something going. So they're trying to rally here. Navarro throws the first to hold the runner. First baseman missed it and hit the umpire. Saved the ball from rolling off farther. Pacheco taking a significant lead over there. There he goes. The throw to second. Pacheco safe at second with a head first slide.
Nice speedy run. Good lead off from first. Got a nice jump start on that. Catcher was in good position and fired it nicely, but legs got there to second base faster.
So having Pacheco on the base path gives him some aggressive base running. Semina swings and misses. No outs. Top of the seventh. California down 5-0. And there's a shot to left field by Semina. It goes all the way back. That's going to hit the wall. Here comes one run. He comes around. Pacheco is going to score. Semina goes to second with a solid double off the wall in left field. There's some spark right there. Let's see if California can build on that.
So the score now 1-5. Covina scoring its first run here at the top of the seventh. Runners in scoring position at second base. And the batter is Buhak. Evan Buhak.
Evan Buhak. You know, it could take just a little spark. Navarro has been pitching this game, but again, the heat, it gets to you after a while. And with sitting down in the dugout during rallies that Mexico can also take some energy out of you. So that was a beautiful double. That was a double in any park. There was nothing the left fielder can do. He was just trying to track down that ball. Navarro getting the call. There's a grounder to the second baseman. That'll advance the runner to third. The throw goes to first for out number one.
Mm-hmm. Out number one. We got a runner at third.
Peña, the center fielder, steps in. He's up with one out with a runner on third. There's a pass ball. They're sending the Semina home, and he scores easily. That's 2 runs for California. The score is now 5-2. So that was easy enough. Peña doesn't have any more pressure to have to get that run in. But now the pressure is for him to get on base, start the rally.
That's right, and they've got experience doing that. As I said earlier, this morning they rallied to beat Aroma, Illinois.
Fastball, here comes the shortstop, comes in, makes a running throw to first for out number 2. Nice play by the shortstop to charge in and shorten the throw for himself. Navarro throws a slider in there for a strike. He's been really hammering the corners with that slider. Batter's having to adjust to that pitch. 2 outs. Fouls it off. Navarro getting help from the defense. Everyone playing straight up. Center field, straight up. Infield, straight away. Ball outside. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. There's that slider again. Shortstop can't get it. That ball's hit up the middle for a base hit.
And still some signs of life from Covina. They hang on to get a runner on first.
So Isaac Nava, the third baseman, is up with a guy on first. So it's interesting. Navarro's been throwing the slider, but you could see how that one just stayed up. It didn't have that hard break that it did earlier in the game.
That's a sign that the arm's getting a little tired. He's been out there in that hot sun. He's had an excellent game so far, but that heat, that mound, does take its toll on you.
There's a grounder to shortstop. Flips it over to second for the out and the win for Mexico. Mexico pulls off the win against Covina, California, 5-2. That ends that game. They get out of the heat. Now it's time to shake hands. We want to thank everybody for listening in. All the friends from California, thank you very much for listening in. Los de Nogales, Mexico, gracias por su apoyo. Gracias a Angélica, creo.
Angélica.
Gracias, Angélica, para la entrevista. Esperamos
que nos acompañen en el próximo, que viene hoy, si no hoy a la noche, mañana, el domingo.
Creo que mañana, porque ya jugaron en la mañana.
Ah, sí, ya llevan 2 juegos hoy.
Sí.
Perfecto. Saludos
vamos a ver.
todos de Nogales.
Y que
Sonora.
sigue bailando y cantando, y gracias por el ánimo.
And folks from Covina, thank you. You've got great ambassadors in Mr. Rodriguez there and Nicole, who came up here to share some time with us and tell us a little bit about Covina and what a great city that is and what a great team you all have. fantastic sportsmanship and great players. Same for Mexico and Sonora, Nogales, Sonora, Mexico, for their outstanding sportsmanship. And they've done a fantastic job in the series so far. And they'll continue to play. So they've got some life in them, and they'll keep going forward. We want to thank everyone who's joined us for this broadcast today, whether you were watching previous games or this game. Thank you so much. We've got a couple more games coming. We have Laredo, who's playing up next, hometown Laredo against Puerto Rico. We're hoping that you'll join us when that game starts up in about 30 minutes. We're going to take a short break and wet our whistles and get ready for game number 4 today. And we've got one more after this one, and that will be it for the night. But join us again in about 30 minutes. Thank you. Have a great day, and we'll see you back shortly.